Yeah, that's right. Anyway, today we're on progology, not proctology, progology. We're going to talk about the prog album done by Rick Wakeman, Journey to the Center of the Earth. And I don't think it was done in the center of the earth, but they try to capture that feeling a lot. And they have like the band, and he actually wrote this before he did Henry, the Six Wives of Henry VIII. He actually had this in pre-production for a good long time. And I think once him and Yes got into the topical Tales of the Topical Ocean, he didn't really like that. And he went off with a band who said he rather had good musicians than big names. And that's what he went with Gary Pickford Hopkins, who was on vocal, and I think Ashley Hope. Guitars is by Mike Egan. The bass is by Roger Newell. The drums is by Barney James. And they also had the London Symphony and English Chamber Choir to mix it all up, man. It's based on the Jules Verne novel, and he takes you into this journey inside a volcano, hence why you got all stuff like this. And they got a booklet with it, which is kind of say the story begins in May, in the 24th day of May in 1863 in Hamburg, when Professor Lindbergh and his nephew Alex discover an old parchment of the 20th century called in the books Ringala, a chronicle of the Norwegian princess, Norwegian princess. You know, I thought it said princess, who ruled over Iceland. This parchment, when decoded into Latin and transferred by Axel, proved to be written by an alchemist of the 16th century, and reads as follows. I'm going to do this real fast, folks. Descent into the crater of Shipayoko, over which the shadow of Siscarius, yeah, right there, falls before that word right there, of July. Bold travelers will reach to the center of the earth. I have done this. On that name right there. Because, I mean, it's almost like Sacculariu, but, you know, but yeah, Sacnosium, whatever. And that word right there is a 5,000 feet mountain in Iceland, and an extinct volcano. Its eruption has been in 1229. So the journey from Hamburg to Iceland begins. Anyway, it's really cool shit, man. And they got a booklet here, and here's like trippy pictures of, and we start with the journey. And the journey was kind of sound big in the orchestra and sort of foreboding. And then you go into the next song, which have kind of a funky beat. It has kind of a jazz, relaxed type of thing, recollection. And it really pulled me into the album, man. Because I've been scared to listen to this album ever since I got it from John, from Bip Bap Boom. You know, because I was just thinking it was going to be a big, long, arduous process in listening. And it's not. You have the battle here between these two lizard, turtle-like things, and they're fighting in this ocean on the bottom, and it's a really good story. The story takes you along, and then they take you to the forest, and, you know, la la la, they get out of the other side of the earth. And it's a really good album. I really suggest for people to get into it. I got a little bored of some prog albums right now, but this is one I really said, this jumped out of some of the other prog I was listening to. And look, man, look at this stuff. They got the famous, here's a commercial for The Six Wives of Henry VIII. But I really think this album was really done well. It was Rick Wakeman at the height of his popularity. I think I didn't hear Henry VIII, so I can't comment on that. But this one was a real treasure, and I would suggest for anybody to get it. And I love this because it's on the old AMI label, folks. I love this stuff, man. Now, do yourself a favor, take a listen to it. The more you listen to it, the more you get into it. So it's kind of a nice little trip. I actually felt like I'm, what am I doing? Going back to the center of the earth? I feel weird. And there's a lot of stuff talking about giant mushrooms. Yeah, I bet there were giant mushrooms when you wrote this shit. And maybe when Jules Verne wrote this too. But no, I'd say if you want to see a good album, great album, at the height of the prog genre, this is it. All right, I'll talk to you when I talk to you, not before then, folks. Later. Bye.